You ready?
Yep.
It was a good idea keeping the same acronym. Nothing's ever that sensational, so we didn't have to buy new stuff.
Didn't have to buy a new sign.
Cost effective. We're going to post this on the original channel, though, right?
Yeah, we are. We're just going to change the name.
No need to start over.
Switch the name right up.
Andy's gone.
Feels comfortable.
Thank God.
I guess we can go ahead and kick this off and get into our brand new series.
Welcome to Nothing's Ever That Sensational. You got Guru.
How you guys doing?
You got Jay.
That's Jay.
And how do you want to start? Let's start here. What's on your mind today?
What's on my mind?
I'm on your mind. We got y'all.
Hold on.
I'm back.
Is the doorman off today?
Welcome to another episode of Nothing's Ever That Serious.
Hey, you fired. You fired. All right.
This is Nothing's Ever That Serious.
We got you.
We got Drew. We got Jay.
Yes.
We got Guru.
Here.
We're back. Season 2. Mm-hmm. Bigger and better. We're in a new studio. We got wood. We got hardwood. How could you do a podcast without me? But welcome back. Y'all thought we were gone. Have you guys ever seen Wolf of Wall Street?
You said Wolf Wall Street?
Have you guys ever seen Wolf of Wall Street?
What are you saying?
The movie, Wolf of Wall Street. I am kind of...
Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street.
All right. Wolf of Wall Street. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yep.
That sounds crazy.
But on Wolf of Wall Street, they thought they were going to cose down.
Right.
Who was the actor? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
What did he say?
I don't know. That movie's like 4 hours.
He said, we're not leaving. We're not leaving. You guys thought we were leaving, but we're here to stay.
We got a sign. New walls. New
studio. You know, this
gang's here.
This season is gonna be bigger and better. How you guys doing? How you feeling, Guru? How you feeling about this new season? He's got something.
Season 1, you guys have appointed the nickname Guru on me.
It was forced on me, but
but there were a lot of gurus who came before me and poured wisdom into me.
That's
right.
And I decided this season I wanted to give tribute to those gurus.
All right.
So every episode, I'm gonna have a guru of the episode.
That's how you start off a season.
So today I have my first guru that I would like to unveil for you guys.
That's why he asked for a picture of me.
Yeah, man. I was thinking that maybe I don't know. Is it
He asked for a picture of you too.
Oh, okay. Well, see what we got.
Introducing to you guys my first guru.
The fact that
he's a little crooked on the wall too.
Yeah, go ahead.
The fact that he got the wisdom hands out too. He like so.
There it is.
So what I was saying was.
So I had a lot of choices for this first guru, and I decided to start it with the first guru. The first guru I encountered was none other than Barney himself.
Okay.
The man. He spoke just so much valuable wisdom through my early years, and I think he is part of the reason I'm the man I am today. So
this explains a lot.
At first you was taken aback, but it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Okay.
Hey,
we pay respect to the OGs, and that will always.
He is an OG.
Be the thing.
He is an OG.
Okay.
We were out, me and Guru. We were running some errands for the podcast for season 2. You know, we got into a little altercation with these strangers on the street.
Okay.
And the guy got to getting physical with me, and I started getting physical back. There's like 3 of them. Oh, I'm like, Kemp, can you jump in and help? I'm outnumbered here. And he comes over like, oh guys, we shouldn't be fighting. And I said, Guru, these guys mean business. This is no time.
I understand your values, but
we're in danger. We're in danger.
Was that
There's danger.
Goofy impression or a Barney?
Meanwhile, I'm getting pummeled.
Hey, man. We just glad you're here, man.
Thank you. But, I like it. I like this.
Amazing idea.
Amazing idea.
Thank you.
What about you, sir? We're back. What are you looking forward to in this season?
I think this will be a great thing. When you do different things in your life, like even little things, you can feel a new direction and refreshment. One of the most recent things I did was buy a calculator.
Okay.
It was fulfilling because we so used to getting on our phones to look at, do numbers and stuff. But I wanted to buy a physical calculator, could punch the numbers.
Right.
And I recently did my taxes.
Okay.
And it was nice to manually do them.
Right.
Have y'all done y'all's?
I did, but I used a software program.
Software, you guru?
Same software.
Next year, hit me up.
Okay.
Because I know a few things now.
Okay.
You know? Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
That's $200 right there. I could triple you whatever you getting.
You can give me some deductions.
Times it by 3.
Okay.
Hey, I'm just putting it on the table if that's something y'all want to do.
What are some other things that
Guru,
I could...
what size shirt is that?
I think it's an XL.
That's $250, right? That's another $250 you could have got. See?
Okay.
But yeah, man, happy to be back.
Okay.
I thought we for sure were done.
Actually, YouTube and Instagram allowed us to delete everybody from season 1. So we're starting fresh.
We're at 0, right?
We're at 0. So be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that. Are we any goals this season? Are we gonna go for the 1K?
Just
that was
help.
pretty.
Just help.
That was pretty devastating.
We would like to
last
get
time.
to 1K, but
I wanted to bring back season 1, episode 1. We did an appeal. Of all the stuff we did, that's still probably one of my favorite.
Okay.
One of my favorite bits. You know how pastors end church service with an appeal, to save souls.
right.
I want to appeal to their souls to subscribe.
Okay.
And I wanted to bring back Pastor Jay. Can you give him some? Are you hooked up for the? Can we get Pastor Jay some? Yeah, he took us to white church.
No, keep this.
So we're really trying to get some subscribers this season, and if you, Pastor Jay, can please appeal to their hearts.
You know, this a different church music. This mega church music. So I'm
right.
at the mega church when they want something for you, they be kind of like crying.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Dear God, viewers, give us your money.
Yeah.
If you got 100, give 100. If you got 50, give 50. If you got 20, give 20. If you got 10, go to the ATM and either get a 20, 50, or 100. Convert that money to likes. Convert that money to comments. Yes, God. If anybody out there feels in their heart that you want to come join the Nets, bring your money. Bring your money. Put it in your heart to give. Share this platform. Give it to a cousin. Give it to a brother. Give it to a sister. Give it to your dog if your dog has a phone.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Thank God.
Thank God for this podcast. Season 2.
Oh God. You feel that, gentlemen?
I feel it. I feel it.
I feel like they're going to give.
We already got one
They're
subscriber.
going to give.
We
Keep
already got
on
one
giving.
subscriber.
Keep on giving.
Well, we're up to 2 subscribers.
If you guys give, feel it in your heart when you give. It's going to be a
guy
weight
is
lifted off your
blind
shoulders.
and deaf, and he subscribed.
Even he can watch our episodes. Blind guy watched our episodes, now he can see. He said everything used to be black.
Well, we are still black, but
And it still is black because there's 3 black boys on this here. God bless.
God bless you guys. God bless you. God bless you. Thanks for coming back. You know, this new season, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Thank you, Pastor. So we're back, new season. You know, we did a lot of fun things, but sometimes we talked about some real hard-hitting issues.
Yeah.
In this little hiatus that we had between season 1 and season 2, I started remembering some things of my past.
Okay.
We talked about this on the pod, how I'm kind of scared to commit to relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and I want to remain single for the rest of my life.
Right.
And I was remembering this one relationship, and I kind of wanted to get y'all's thoughts on it.
This is a past relationship.
Yeah, this is a relationship in the past. Yeah, back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the beginning of any relationship, both of you, it's new. She and I were starting to get to that point where things were getting a little more heavy.
Okay.
But we were fighting. When you meet somebody new, you're trying to figure out what you like and what you don't like, and
So you guys are trying to figure out if you like fighting or not?
Right. Where you going with that?
No, you're learning about each other when the relationship is new. We would butt heads, and then we would work it out.
Right.
But actually, butt heads, like she head buddy you?
No. There was no physical contact.
Okay.
We would have verbal arguments. I'm somebody who likes to talk through. We have an altercation. I want.
You want to talk about it?
I want to talk about it. So I said to her, I said, "Do you think that we're compatible?" Or I said, "Do you think that will we ever get past some of these? Or are we too different to be together?"
That's passive aggressive on a whole nother level.
Really?
Yeah. I see where you're going.
Right.
Why?
That's hurtful.
What's wrong with that question? I said I care about you a lot. I like where things are going in this
But
thing.
will we ever be compatible?
Right.
Why?
Because we kept having.
You do realize you are mid-relationship.
Right.
And then you say, do you think we're going to be compatible?
Yeah.
All right, that's not what you said. What you said was, I like you and all, but we ain't compatible.
Right.
That's what you said.
No, I honestly wanted to know. I honestly wanted to know.
Because you don't think you're compatible. You were looking for
No, because I don't want to
reassurance.
I don't want to think that I have all the answers or that I know everything. And so I want to know what you think.
So you didn't think y'all was compatible, but you was
obviously I had questions about it.
So you were like,
but I would bring it up. I would bring up the compatibility.
Drew was like, I know why I'm in this relationship, but why are you in this relationship?
Remind me again, why you here for?
Wait, why was I in it?
You knew what you wanted from it. You just wanted her side. Because if
things started to get a little too serious,
right.
And he was like, ooh.
No.
Let me make sure we're on the same page.
Because even if that's really something you wanted to know, why the heck did you say it like that? Let's just put it.
How are you supposed to phrase that question?
Your question was compatibility, right?
Right.
Yeah, you should, and you said it like.
Do you want some examples of what makes? But they say that opposites attract, but I don't think that's for everybody.
I think
because I'm a real calm person, so they say you need somebody who's gonna be the opposite
Wilding
of
out?
that. Yeah, or they say if somebody
I ain't
that's
with
not
it, buddy.
true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't agree with that.
Opposites do attract, but that don't mean you need more than attraction.
Yeah, it don't mean
relationship.
everything you do, the person has to be opposite from you. Y'all both can be chill.
Right. So it seems like everything about us, the way we were raised was different, or the way we resolve conflict was different.
Okay.
The things, our likes and dislikes were different.
Okay.
So, but we still liked each other and we enjoyed each other's company.
Exactly. So what I'm hearing is, I enjoy doing this thing. I know we're not compatible. And this is getting a little serious, so let me just remind you that we're not compatible, so you don't take it too seriously.
But
stop in your tracks.
And just in case you are taking it too seriously, I need you to end this not me.
Yep, let me bring you down.
I can see how you would say that, but it was...
There's a term, self-sabotage.
But it was coming from a genuine place. I think both of us like this a lot, but are we doing a disservice to ourselves by continuing to pursue this and not look at
other options?
But maybe we can get past lack of compatibility.
By just cutting it off.
No.
How long were you guys dating at this point?
It's been a while. Let me see. It probably was a good 6 months into it. 8 months.
This gets worse.
6-8 months.
Yeah, so it's the first couple months, nothing's that serious. Those things become, as time passes, more important.
And you had no compatibility at all during any of these months.
No, we did. But what's compatibility?
Well, you just explained it. Well, right. You don't even have to have the exact things in common. Right. But the stuff that she likes and she's into, and the stuff that you like and you're into, don't clash with each other, and y'all can coexist peacefully,
right?
Without any issues.
Could.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like day to day, let's sit down, let's watch TV. That stuff was fine.
Okay.
What do you want to eat? That stuff is fine. It was like deeper stuff. So it's like
the stuff that matters.
right,
Yeah.
like I, like I say something, you take it the wrong way, you don't understand me. Maybe you don't like the way that I do X.
Okay.
And
You was with your ex?
okay, it's like we get into an argument. I want to talk it out. You want to
shut down.
You want to shut down.
Okay.
Stuff like that. That's
gotcha.
miscompatibility.
Okay.
I got you.
So you guys were saying my first mistake was asking.
Just even talking. You shouldn't even.
What were you guys doing when you brought this conversation up? Was it like
Knowing him, they was on a date
right
on her birthday.
No, I think,
And you said, I got a question.
like
Nothing good comes after I got a question.
it was probably a great day. Just
no, yeah, it was
Everything
it was a
perfect.
great day. We had a little bit of intimacy. We lit a cigarette, and I'm like, you think we're compatible?
You was sitting on the edge of the bed, butt naked.
How long do you think this is gonna last?
You blew it out the corner too.
I blew it in her face.
Um,
Can you see me and you together long term?
6 months from now. Where you see this?
Yeah, I had a cigarette.
Blowing it out the corner.
Yeah, I had
And you had a cigarette and a beer in the same hand.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm having fun. I'm
Down the
having
line.
fun. I'm having fun with you, but we won't make it past a year, will we? Yeah, I didn't think so
You know
either.
you're going through it when the beer is here and the cig is here.
Right. Yeah, so we kind of, like you were kind of getting at, she didn't take it well, even though my intentions weren't to
Because that can be
sabotage.
your incompatibility.
What do you mean?
Like you just don't know what to say.
Right. And I realized that.
Okay.
And that's something that was kind of coming out of as we were trying to figure out how to coincide if we were getting serious. She was pointing out some things that I do or the way that I perceive things or some of the things I
Were
say.
you okay
Like
with
what?
it?
Like maybe I divulge too much information to, when we're in public together.
So y'all at the park, people around, and you left your drawers in the kitchen, like
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, I can see how that.
Or do you, when you're at like parties and stuff, do you wave someone over? You're like, yo, Jay. So she did this, and you bring up this conversation, and you ask
that's
for like
exactly
advice.
That is exactly
Okay, so kind of like what you're doing right now
Right.
on this podcast.
on this podcast.
So we're
like-
still working.
But this happened years ago.
Okay.
But that's an example of one of my flaws.
Right,
something that I had to adjust. But we're spending too much time on this this incompatibility.
Oh no, we not.
Is
That not what this is about?
No, what this is about is after I made that comment.
Yeah.
Let me remember what happened because this was a while ago.
This dude, you was pretty good. Hey,
What?
He's like, let me skip over that
you the
part.
one that should have got that Oscar, man.
Selective memory right now.
He knows everything. He sees it all. He's like,
Oh yeah, I remember. So, yeah, because we were dating. Was I? I think I was still in grad school, so I was getting ready to move, and so I brought up this compatibility thing like right before I did a big move.
right.
I think she was staying maybe in the area for summer school, but
Was there any clashing with that? Was she
No.
okay with it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she was okay with the move, but it was just inopportune time
Right.
to bring up such a big question, which again I didn't know it was gonna be a big thing. So I moved. Fast forward, we're still together. We're still talking at the time.
Right.
But I noticed just with the distance, there's kind of a little bit of disconnect, even though it's it's only been a week or two. Like there's physical distance, but then there's also like
Mental distance. Okay.
So I come back in town. I'm like, I'm gonna fix this space between us. It's not as easy as I thought it would be.
Right.
And when we first started dating, I would say that I was slow to kind of commit.
Okay.
And so
I know you to be slow to that.
yeah. And so I think that she was still kind of doing her own thing. And I think in that time, it might have created kind of like a little bit of distrust. But I'm not a distrustful guy. Anytime that I've
distrusting you, like you had distrust.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, in her.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it was because I had created that distance. Like I asked her if we were compatible, and then I went home for summer break. And then now I went to go visit her, and it just seemed like in that time that we were away,
she could have boogied a little bit. Okay,
right?
Okay, okay.
But I don't think she did because we were like more serious than that. But I was saying that like
the door was open to boogie.
I was saying in the
boogie down Bronx.
I was saying in the beginning of the relationship, we both were kind of doing our own thing while we were deciding.
You was shooting dice on the side, and she was playing dominoes. I got you.
We were trying to decide if we wanted to be exclusive.
Okay.
And so she was doing her thing, I was doing my thing. But then now that we're together, and now that the door is open to boogie, you said, maybe crazy. Some of those past things are like playing mind tricks on me.
So you just be chilling at night, and then you wake up, you're like, she doing the boogie.
Yeah, but that's so unlike me. Like
you like, I don't know, she probably boogieing.
Right, but.
You text her, you call her, she don't answer, you leave a voicemail because you was mad. I know you doing the boogie again. Right. You use the answer.
Yeah, like normally she picks up after 3 rings, but it would be 4 rings.
Okay.
And so this really bothered me because I'm like, I'm not like this.
I can see your fingertips shaking.
I'm like, this is not me. Why am I doing this?
I'll tell you how to fix it.
Okay. But do you want to? Okay, you have enough information to tell me how to fix it already?
Well, this fixes any situation.
Okay.
I want to give you a few words you can say to truly any female. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
This is the one issue you can't say unless you mean it.
Okay.
Don't be out here lying to
right,
just people. But really, I'm gonna look. Nothing's funny. I'm gonna look in the camera so all y'all know.
Okay.
So really take her aside, look her in her eyes, and say, I love you. You love me. I really want to start a family. What's so funny? And then you're gonna give her a great big hug. And then you're gonna give her a kiss. Right? You're gonna say, this is from me to you.
Right. That's it? That's what I say?
And then you're gonna say, won't you say you love me?
How did that blow past me? That was pretty good.
This dude here ain't even see it.
I did not see that coming.
My dog.
Nice.
Good work right there.
Nice job. That was pretty good.
See, that's that wisdom on the wall, man.
Brilliant.
I told you.
Brilliant.
I learned that from an OG.
You know, the point of me telling you that had less to do with everything that led up to where we are. It had more to do with what was going on inside of me. Like I said, I was like,
why is she boogieing? On me. On me.
She wasn't boogieing though.
Do you know that for sure?
Yeah, I do know it for sure.
You positive?
Hey, but that's the thing.
Because she didn't answer her phone when you was by her.
Well,
and you say, pick that up. Why you didn't pick it up?
Right. I've never been the type of person to be like, answer that. Let's both talk to him. Let's both talk to him. Right?
Right.
But now
you would look at the phone and you'd be like, okay, and you just step out of the room.
Right? Like, and I would be like, I would go make my call.
Right. Because you would see Pizza Hut come up on her phone. You like,
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go call Domino's.
Pizza Hut don't just call you at right. Ask you to make an order.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think that is? You think I like started to like this girl in college or?
Yeah, you like her.
Did I?
Yeah, because you waking up in cold sweats and you going through your head who it could be. You was like, she looked at the cashier at Food Line when we went to, you know what I mean?
So you're saying you felt those feelings because you actually liked this girl?
I'm asking you guys because like I said, my whole life I had never been possessive. But is it this girl that's causing me to question?
There was some insecurity there. I don't know if it was caused by her. I don't know if it was caused by something else going on in your life. Maybe it was just like you said, you guys weren't compatible. Maybe it was something there that you just weren't used to that was causing you to think in a different way. But it's not necessarily, I really like this girl, so I'm tripping. I think there's, you got to still look at yourself and be like, I mean, it's still your issue. You're reacting to the situation because it's still you reacting.
Right.
You know, I think it's always kind of, it's on you.
It was internal.
But I don't know what it is.
Right.
You know,
I don't know the situation enough to know.
I think that you've always been on offense. So you didn't really, it is what it was because you was running point.
Right.
You probably, getting closer, meeting your match with somebody was kind of taking some of their own possessions too. And you like, hold on. I ain't really got the flow of the game like you want the quarterback.
Like you saying like I met my match.
In a way, because I don't think that you completely gave up y'all was still trading possessions.
I think once I started to even though I asked her if we were compatible, I started to be like,
oh, we know.
I gave up pizza.
Okay.
I was like, I don't need Domino's to call me no more. I'm gonna, I'm just gonna make homemade pizza.
Okay. So was this question?
I didn't need to order out anymore. and she liked me too, and she was like,
homemade pizza. That was a great reference.
She was telling me that she liked making pizza with me too.
Right.
And so, but then it was I asked one question. I leave for a couple weeks. Now you ordering out.
Yep. Back to carry out. Yep. Yep.
Back to that soon.
Yep.
Back to carry out is this is how things were when we first got. I thought we were well past that. I thought I thought the dough we were making.
Yep.
We had
you
our
thought
own
the
sauce.
dough was solid.
Yeah.
That's not how pizza works.
But then we ended up not. How did things end with that?
Because that's not how pizza works.
So did that compatibility question come more so out of an insecurity? You were, instead of I thought you were asking it possibly to because you didn't want things to get serious, but was it more so you were scared that she didn't want things to get serious?
Yeah, he was trying to control the situation before he left. Wow.
Maybe you really want something there, and
she still wants to carry out.
She won't carry out, yo.
Right.
But at that time, no. But you was trying to get in front of it, though. You wanted to know for sure.
Right. Like you saying, my question was coming from a genuine place.
No, it was selfish, but it was a genuine ask, but it was for your own reasons, though. I don't think it was for the both of y'all.
I still don't see how it was. I still don't see how I was wrong in asking that.
This is the issue. So you heard where my mind first went, right? Where I'm like, I feel like you got into this relationship not with serious intention.
Right.
Whether or not.
But that's how all college relationships work.
So knowing where my mind first went was, it's getting too serious. Let me present this question.
Yeah, that's where you went. But that was wrong. I'm telling you that was wrong.
I know, but maybe she went there. But now I'm thinking, is it possible that you went into this with no intention and this whole thing has been carried out with no intention on both sides? So now you want to have that real serious conversation.
That's an interesting thing that you said, because I felt like the tables had turned. She was the one who was I'm trying to be
right, angling for the more serious.
Yeah, and I was the one who was kind of whoa, and then
this preseason,
right?
She was ready to start the game.
And then when
you was ready to start the game, she was in the off season.
Right? Yeah, you following?
Yeah. So
then
now it's this. Okay, I'm with you.
So you tried to get in front of it because you knew.
But I don't think at that time I didn't think there was any threats of off-season boogieing at that. When I asked the question, I didn't think there would be any off-season boogieing. Okay. I think the roles were just switching and
in real time. So you asked, right? Yeah. Because you saw that.
Maybe.
So it was for yourself. He was like, let me know how to play this. Okay. What adjustments should I make?
I see what you're saying now. But okay, so is thinking that wrong or saying it was wrong? What was wrong about it?
No, you trying to get in front of whatever.
Right.
You was good.
Okay.
But you got to package that different though. you can't say that like that.
What'd you say again? What'd you say?
Do you think we'll ever be compatible?
Like, come on, man. And like, what was her immediate reaction? Because it wasn't like she didn't take that serious.
She said, "I'm gonna go back to my dorm and think about that." And I was like, I thought we were going out to the because we had this pizza place down the street at our college.
Thought we was getting pizza.
I thought we was getting pizza, and I don't think I heard back from her for 2 days.
From that day, she started getting carry out.
Yeah.
You gotta come up with the system to like. Maybe it was just in the moment, but like some questions and things you gotta run by other people.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I really wanted to ask you guys, and I think you're kind of getting there, was the insecurities, was it building up within me? And more so in the hiatus, I've been like reflecting on, because I think eventually I do want to get back into a serious relationship. Okay. But
he don't even sound right saying that, but okay.
Right.
He started reflecting back on a college relationship, talking about I
want to get back into something serious.
I do want to get back into something serious.
I think there's a lot you need to unpack with that relationship.
But I want to know, like, what kind of guy am I going to be? Am I going to be the kind of guy where it's like you can do your thing and I feel comfortable with it? I can do my thing and I feel comfortable with it? Are we both going to feel secure in that relationship? You torn? Yeah.
Because if you know that if you set the boundaries for her, that you got to tighten up too.
Really?
And you kind of like being able to boogie if you want to. So you like on one hand, let me. If I tell her,
because I've been out of a relationship so long. Yeah, I'm like
you used to having your freedom. Mm-hmm. So you willing to relinquish your freedom fully?
I think so.
Okay, turn up then.
I got a question. All right, I'm gonna throw a wrench in there. Okay. Usually I'm against you, Drew. But I hear you talk. I still know like who you are and what you kind of want out of life and things like that. You said you guys weren't compatible. Do you think you have like this fear of like settling in a sense of looking for a relationship today, or maybe just kind of finding a relationship you want to be in?
Right.
I think you can get in a relationship. You can really like someone. You can really work. Like, I'm going to be honest, you can work with a lot of people and you can have a great relationship with a lot of people. You can settle down with a lot of people. But is there this fear that you're getting older? And maybe it's like just this wanting kind of to be in that place, especially you're surrounded by a lot of people, whether it be family, whether it be friends who are moving into that place in their life.
Right.
Are you at a place where maybe you want to settle, but then you're scared that you're settling while you're settled?
But how would you know that you're settling? Because it's like, I think any relationship that you get into, it's not going to be like a perfect match. There's going to be things that you don't like. You know, she might clear her throat or...
It's allergy season.
Well, what does it mean? But if you ask someone, do you think we'll ever be compatible? Right. I feel like the things are bigger than...
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. And I did say that.
Yeah. Because you know when differences are compatible.
Right.
You're saying you're not
compatible. And I'm talking
compatible.
about in terms of like values and character. And like I said, we had come from like different upbringings and we handle conflict over here, differently.
She spit on the server when the food don't come out right. Like,
right. Yeah. And I did see good in her. Even though it wasn't exactly aligning. I think one of the things in my head, and I think she even pointed this out to me, because she was pretty wise even for a college student. She would be like, you have a preconception of how you think things should play out.
Yeah.
And when they don't play out that way, it's like an issue for you, or you have an issue with it. And I thought that was pretty perceptive. And it's like, because I do that. I'm like, oh, I think you should do it this way. And because you didn't do it that way, like maybe I was comparing her to previous relationships or like previous people that I knew, or what the ideal person was. And if
that's
she,
where the quarterback reference came from.
and if she wasn't like meeting those expectations, then I was, you know, she wasn't good enough, or this wouldn't work, and we weren't compatible. But I definitely, I don't think I would have even entertained the idea of things moving in a more serious relationship if I didn't think that there was some good about her.
Right.
Okay.
If the potential wasn't there, you wouldn't even ask the question.
Right.
Okay.
So I think it wasn't necessarily from a place of selfishness. I think it was more like, there's not many times that I think about going deeper.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm getting myself into. How do you feel about this? Do you think we're doing the right thing? Kind of.
Okay.
I think that's the way I was trying to approach it.
Okay.
But she ended up taking it the wrong way. And I told you she ordered some.
She got that carry out, man.
She got the carry out, and the delivery guy, I guess he was pretty cute.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
woman has it. She's still eating to this day. Licking her fingers, man. Licking her fingers on you, man.
To this day, I think that was the best pizza she ever had, because I ain't heard from her.
Ain't heard from her since. To this day, she eating out.
Oh man,
That's funny.
But I wanted to ask you guys. I wanted to podcast because that feeling of jealousy back when I was in college.
Okay.
And I wanted to know like what you guys would do, or have you ever found yourself in that situation? So like, let's put you in my situation back in college. You know, you start dating a girl, you start having some feelings for her.
Okay.
And you know, maybe when you start calling her, she don't answer, or you see Domino's call her when you're together, and you know, you start feeling some of that mental distance that I kind of talked about as you're growing closer to her, and you feel like there's some distance. How are you reacting in that situation?
I feel like there are things that are done that signify that someone is done or has moved on. And I mean, I would take it as that. I would. I don't know. I think like I would communicate with you, obviously, and I'd be like, yo, something up, like where are you at? Depending on.
But okay, so like still using like my example, like I said, like I had moved home because it was summer break, and like I didn't have a job up there, so I had to go home. But so there was like distance between us. If we're in a long distance relationship, and she's in one area, is she supposed to be like just all about me? Or it's like, we're not married, we're still dating, we're still getting to know each other. It's like, can she have relationships with other guys? Like, that doesn't mean
what
that
type of
it's
other
over.
relationships?
Like friendships.
Yeah, she can have friendships.
Okay.
The way you keep saying relationship with other guys, you making it sound like more. So
no, I'm not. I'm asking you a broad question of like, what's okay for Guru, and you're automatically saying that you see it as an end.
I mean, there's so many like parameters that could be at play that I don't know. Like, are we exclusive? Have we been exclusive? Like,
what you say
the type of conversations we've had. Like,
but say you're dating for let's give him some.
So you're dating.
Let's give him some parameters.
You're dating and you're exclusive.
You're dating, you're exclusive.
And are you guys dating other people? Like, what is this conversation you guys had beforehand?
No, what does exclusive mean to you?
Yeah, like,
okay, so
you're 6 months. Are you?
Well, there's a lot of people who have open relationships, all this other stuff.
Really?
So, I don't know. So
I thought that was just Will and Jada.
Y'all spicy. You know what I mean?
I don't know in this day and age, but so if I have an exclusive relationship with you and we move apart.
Right.
Because obviously you're seeing each other less. I think there's a conversation of like what's changing and like how you guys are going to interact. Because I think there needs to be effort to keep that like alive. Like y'all have to make an additional effort.
Right.
Or
that's
like
a good
things
example.
are going to fall.
That's a good
off.
example
like,
though.
That makes
like,
sense.
Especially like long distance too.
Yeah.
And I think like even being at like the age we're at, or like being at that college age. It was kind of different because you didn't really know where you were going to end up.
Exactly.
So, okay, let's say you live down in Florida and your girl lives in
North Dakota.
North Dakota. Okay, so you're living in Florida. Your girl's living in North Dakota. You guys make an effort to, because that's a far trip. North Dakota to Florida.
That ain't no up and back.
You got to plan things out.
Exactly.
So she's in North Dakota, and she still, she has friendships.
Yeah.
All I'm asking you is like, how much are you okay with? Like, how much do you trust this girl? She's meeting guys. She's texting them. They're texting each other. They're having a friendship. They know about you.
Yeah.
But it's like she still got to live her life. You still got to live your life.
Okay.
So I'm asking you, like, how much are you okay with?
So I think,
and you got to answer this next.
So
because you slapping somebody.
No violence.
So at this point, we've talked like what our boundaries and what we expect out of each other in a relationship, or at least if I'm in a relationship, we have.
Right.
Not saying everybody does this. So when we get to that point where we're moving away, one, I don't have an issue if you haven't got friends. I don't have an issue with you hanging out with guy friends. But I think there's there's still a respect and there's still a certain type of boundary you put up for like just out of respect type of thing.
I think somebody who's in that situation that I know asked me recently, she likes dancing. Yeah. And she was like, if I go out dancing, like what's appropriate to be dancing with guys? Can I back dance? Can I front dance? How close can we dance? But like you cool with your girl going out dancing with other guys?
You didn't think about people. I don't know. It depends.
No, you cool
but you think about people like.
I honestly, I want to know.
Yeah, no, but there's people who like salsa dance, and it's like
that's true.
You just go dance with other partners, and it's like a thing, and it's like if it's something like that, at the end of the day, I'm not tripping.
Right.
Like you know,
because it's not sexual. It's it's dancing.
But even like,
but it's a pretty.
That's what I'm saying.
Have you ever seen salsa? You watch Dancing with the Stars?
Hey,
yeah, there's.
You seen Grease? That's what it was, a love story.
Right.
There's like sexual moves, but at the end of the day,
they was dancing at the jukebox.
See, but that's the thing. I didn't want to bring this up, and I didn't want that answer because it's easy to say that when you're not attached to.
That's true.
A situation. Okay. So it's easy to say it as a theoretical. Right. If my girl is away, I don't care if she talks to guys. I don't care if she gets twirled around and gets picked up like on Grease.
But that's what I'm saying. There's respect. Like, so like at the end of the day, there's certain things like. I'm not going to cut off all my female friends if I'm dating a girl, but like there's certain things that
y'all heard that.
There's certain things I'm going to do differently just out of respect to you to show that I respect you. I'm probably not going to be up late talking to certain people. Like it's just like I'm not going to put myself in that situation.
Like you mean like hanging out with people 2-3 a.m. in the morning, drinking,
yeah, like what's the
dancing.
Point? It's just like
because you put yourself in situations where I see what you're saying,
and like I do think there's things like,
but okay, so say that violation happens, how does Guru respond? You're in Florida, your girl's in North Dakota, she calls you, she says, Guru, last night I had the urge for some tango, so I hit the club, I had a few margaritas, and I was dancing with what's our boy's name from season 1 and
Antonio.
So your girl is up in North Dakota, salsa dancing till 3 a.m. with Ricardo and Antonio. And afterwards, they're hanging out, and she calls you. You're at home. You're gaming. You playing Pac-Man. You being a good guy.
Yeah.
How does Guru respond in this situation?
I asked some questions. And I don't know. Like, would it be frustration there? Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and be like there wouldn't be. But at the end of the day, depending on like how you got there, how you reacted afterwards, like all that means something. Because I don't even know how far the situation went. Like it's such a hypothetical. I could be like. What happened?
But that's what I mean. Like that's what happened to me in college. It was like the girl didn't do anything. All I did was ask the question.
Yeah.
Then went home for the summer, came back, and then my mind I started waking up in the cold sweats.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's just, you got to be honest with who you are and where you're at. And like, I think we're so quick. Like at the end of the day, yes, she could have done something wrong, and there's something that you want out of this relationship, then you communicate it. Like if I want these certain boundaries and I don't want you doing that, I communicate it.
Right.
You have to ask yourself those questions. I feel like yourself of like, is there an issue with how I'm looking at this? Is an issue with how I'm reacting? So like, I feel like you have the right to be like, yo, this bothers me. But at the same time, I think you need to reflect and ask other people and make like check. Like, am I in the right spot? So like,
and that's a good thing. But then what is too much? Because
I don't know.
Because like you said, you saw Grease. It was a love story.
Yeah.
So then what happens?
And they had like how many? They done Grease Part 5. They never stopped loving.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So what happens in this hypothetical situation where you're like, you know, that's okay. I know you want to go out, have a good time. And then there's like, you know, she's like, Ricardo
and Antonio.
And Antonio, you know, they have really good dance moves. And, you know, maybe she was just going to salsa on Thursdays. Now
they were just going to salsa. Now they making salsa.
Right. Now it's like, come over, for a private session, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how things develop. So it's like, what's okay? You could have prevented that by setting those boundaries, but then are you too overprotective of a guy if you're like, no, you can't make salsa, you can only salsa.
Like I said, I feel like you just gotta talk those boundaries out. Everybody's relationship starts different. Y'all started from different backgrounds. You knew what your backgrounds were. So I feel like you know what's off. You know when something shifts.
Right.
You should be aware of those shifts, and I feel like you should talk about those shifts.
Right.
But if that was the relationship from the start, or that's how y'all were, it's kind of hard to like, so I don't know. It's just like, it's all communication. And I feel like she has a right also to
boogie.
Yeah, the boogie. But to also
she
be
got a right to boogie.
But if you were in that situation, I don't know if you've ever been in that situation. Would what kind of boundaries would you set?
Okay, here's the order of operations.
Okay.
Whatever program was set before either I moved or she moved should stay. If it gets away from that, then you just gotta start counting the days. Say this is probably it. Because once it starts, buddy, it ain't gonna stop. It's just who gonna hit the wall first.
What's the program that's set though?
Like in the situation that you were in, things were a certain way when y'all were in the same space.
Right.
You knew what it was. Your program was set.
Right.
We see each other here. If you not hanging with X, Y, and Z, when you leave, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I want to hang with Charles.
Right.
Like, you ain't care about Charles when I was there.
Right.
So when it starts to do stuff like that, of course you owe a conversation, because you always got to give somebody a chance to fix something that you don't see that's right.
Right.
Say, hey, you and Charles, where is this coming from? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
is this something that you would have did when I was there? Is this something you was waiting for me to leave? So
right.
And then after that, then you can make your decisions, because it's like, I put this on the table. Now, what you can't do is be like, I don't like that she did that, and just like, just jump out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you're saying a stern talking to is
like, hey, you ain't tell me you like ice skating.
Right.
I saw you turning flips with Charles on you on the thing.
Okay, so in this hypothetical,
yes.
What's her name?
Let's call her Keisha.
Okay. In this hypothetical, I'm Keisha.
Okay.
You're yourself.
Okay.
You call me. Ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Hey, Charles, shut up. This Jay.
Oh, okay.
This Jay. What's up, Jay?
And you said I can hear her
no, you
Charles
can't hear that.
to be quiet?
Nah, you was on mute. You suspect. Y'all moved away, right? So you called me.
Yeah.
We already set the what did you call it?
The program.
The program set. Charles, quiet. Hey, what's up, babe? You said you wanted to talk to me about one of my pictures on Instagram.
No, I wouldn't have said. There wouldn't have been no.
Okay.
I was like, hello. I'm like, okay. You training for the Olympics?
What you talking about? You always being so cryptic.
I'm like, I saw you twiddling with Charles. I ain't never seen nothing like that one in the program. Now we said that we had we exclusive.
Okay.
If we want exclusive, I'm not saying the Pete.
You know, I'm only training for the Olympics with you. What you talking about?
All right. You gotta keep it a stack in this scenario too. Okay. Because they can't just straight up lie.
Yeah.
Like you.
Jay don't even ice skate.
Yeah. You know that. Like.
Okay.
You know who was there. You know
okay. All right.
Don't even be like, would you?
All right.
I ain't even go nowhere.
Like at that moment, it's like, dang.
Okay. I wasn't saying that I wasn't with him, but I was. Girls ain't just gonna come right out and say, I don't know the girls that you talk to, but most of the girls I talk to, you gotta pry it out of them.
Yeah. I'm like, yo,
they're gonna be like, they gonna.
You skating? You like skating?
Skating?
How do you spell that? What kind of skate?
Yeah,
ice skating.
Ice skating from your Instagram. What?
When I post it?
Huh? Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
All right.
But
all right. So I'll be more direct. Gring, gring. Shh.
You training for the Olympics? That's what I would say to her.
What? You in a bad mood? What you mean I'm training for the Olympics? Are you talking about my IG posts?
I saw your hair flown in the wind in slow motion.
Oh, you calling Jay? Come on, you talking about Charles? We went to the ice skating thing.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
I bet.
You hung up on me? You hanging up on me?
I bet.
Whoa.
This is new, Jay, though.
Oh, the Jay back in the day. You was like the guy who slapped the guy at the Oscars and hit. No. Where he's like, Cressida!
No.
Cressida!
The Jay.
I loved you.
The Jay back in the day would go back and forth for a little bit. Play along. Like,
right. You've been hurt too many times.
Not too many times, but you see stuff.
Right.
You just get to a point where you know where the road goes. You know the signs. So it's
right,
like
but Charles is just a friend. You're away.
But if I call,
you're in Guam
with the issues,
right?
And you acting funny about it, like you got to keep it a stack.
All right, this time I'm gonna keep it a stack. Do it again. Ring, ring, ring. Charles, be quiet. Jay's calling.
I say you training for the Olympics.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I just miss you, and I got bored, and Charles kept asking me if he wanted to go, and I told him no.
Stop right there.
I told
I bet.
Wait, hold on, hear me out.
I bet.
I told him I didn't want to go.
Simple, Guru. No. Guru. It's simple,
hung up on me, Charles.
I agree.
He hung up on me, Charles.
See, I'm the same, I'm not the same way, but what I'm saying is like,
if the understanding is
I'm
there.
going to know when you're stepping out of bounds and when I'm being disrespected. So at the end of the day,
you're not.
If I call about
it,
and you being disingenuous,
right?
There's no we passed that's high school stuff where you can play like, whoa, what was the problem? What's the issue? Right. We know now.
Between the three of us, we've done it all. So
right.
Hey,
so it's
some of
like,
some of the some of these scenarios.
It's like at that point you just know. And when you're with someone who wants a real relationship. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're blunt when things come up like that. Like, I mean, when you're healthy and you know what you want, it's like at the end of the day, you're like, yo, why are you doing this?
You're not going to
like,
dance
you
around
just,
it.
You just ask stuff. And like, it's like, you point stuff out. You be like, that's not what you do. That's kind of weird. That's it. Like, and I just feel like at that point, that's the way we are. So I've brought stuff up to you. You brought stuff up to me. You've called me on stuff. I know where we're at. And at the end of the day, if you're doing something, I'm be like, what's up with that? And you're going to be like, oh, it's this. And because of the way we've been communicating, I'm like, oh, okay. Or I'm like, that's weird. Let's talk about that. Or let's not talk about it. That's kind of over because that's not where I want to head. But you get what I'm saying.
That's why I said the program is set. If it ain't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the boundaries and the conversations you've had previously.
Right.
So when that situation comes, if this is an issue or it makes sense or like you know what it is.
Right. So just like that, you ending things.
Hey. I bet.
Yeah. So, on that note, I think we should, end things here, wrap things up.
Yeah, we ain't got the AC working in the studio yet.
Yeah,
so
it's hot in this
We
new
still
studio.
got some bills to pay, but it's cool.
We got a lot more planned for season 2. Continue to like and subscribe, or don't. We don't care. We don't care this season.
All right, but we got a lot on the table. So I got this song that can really help us get out of here. All right, it goes like this. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Clean up,
Clean up, everybody clean
everywhere.
up,
Clean up, clean up,
Was that a-
everybody. So yeah, take your bottles and your cans as we go out.
Wow. This guy really did have had a lot of influence on the
Hey,
guru.
man. Wow.
Wow.
And just like that,
Who knew
season 2.
who knew a purple dinosaur would have such a big impact on this man's life? But we'll see you guys next time.
New season, same us.
Same us.
Jay with the jokes, funny guy. Drew with the blah blah, telling crazy stories for a lifetime. Kemp got the wisdom for him, like nothing's ever that serious. And if you don't listen, then you're delirious.
You can't say that. Why not?
Because we're live. I just said nothing's ever that serious.